Okay, so in this video, we're going to go over the Workbench tab. So if I click the box logo here, you can see it's the top one, Workbench. Obviously, things might change around in the app over time, but generally speaking, most things should remain pretty similar. So we're on the Workbench tab now. I'm just going to go through pretty much every piece of this tab and everything you need to know. So firstly, we're on the RX sub tab. So this just means everything involving our prescriptions, which I'll get into details about. The clinical intervention tab, this is just going to do the equivalent of clicking the dashboard. That's all it's doing. So it's just, if you go to the dashboard video, we cover this tab, but this is all it does. It's a shortcut to get there. The notes tab, this is all for internal notes. So you can tag people in your pharmacy, write notes, reminders. We'll probably have a video more in depth on that because this is probably going to change throughout the development of the app. But for now, this tab is probably going to be pretty straightforward. But we'll go to the RX section now. So this tab is going to be everything involving your prescriptions. So it's going to be the stages that they're in. So you can see right away we have a few things going on here. One, we can start prescriptions. So this is just a way to start them. We can scan one in, do file, upload, or fax. The fax will open up like a mini tab with our faxes. I might have to backdate this a bit to get some to come up. And yeah, you can see some come up. So we can create a script from here. We don't need to do that from here anyway. You can do this from the data entry tab, or it's called RX, but this tab, the second one, and I'll show that in another video. So for now, this doesn't really matter. This is just for creating prescriptions. This second section here, this is going to be for filtering between the stages. So I could click data entry, for example, and see everything in data entry. I could uncheck it and click packaging, or I could do one or more filters so I could see both. I can do sub filters here. So within it, I can check like date due, do order by like ascending or descending, and some different options there, and we can search of course too. So kind of the way the workflow is going to generally go is people are going to assign prescriptions. So for example, I could select a bunch of prescriptions in data entry and then click assign, and I could choose a technician, for example, or maybe their verification scripts that I want the pharmacist to verify, but I have that option. So the pharmacist may log in and filter by me when it's assigned to someone. So if I assign it to someone, when they log in and they filter by me, they will see those prescriptions. They will see the different stages and the number beside them change. So for example, if I filter by me, you can see some numbers change. I could go to verification, and if I was the pharmacist, for example, I could select every prescription in verification and click go. And that will create a queue for me to verify those, and it'll take me to the actual RX screen for those prescriptions. Now, I have some other options too, which I'll get into, like printing labels from here. But for now, I'm going to show you this section, the refill reminder section. This is just going to show you all your refills that are due or like coming up. This is based off the schedule of when the refills actually due for the prescription. I can go back for the sake of this demo and I'll pull some up here. So it'll look like this. You have some options. You can click them. You can fill them now. You can select all of them, for example, and add them to batch, or you can add them to the Workbench, which will basically start them as real prescriptions, like ready to be filled. So I could add them to the Workbench and then assign them to someone saying like, hey, you need to start doing these in data entry. So you have some options there. And what I wanted to show before is I can actually print labels, for example, for multiple prescriptions. I can't do it if they're in data entry because they're not done yet, obviously, but if it's past verification, for example, I can start printing the labels. So if I go to counseling, I can click the checkboxes, click print. I can print the receipt or vial label, split labels, privacy labels, whatever I want here, and I can just print them. There's also an option to group them by certain categories if you felt like it. We're also adding obviously the option to create groups that come out of batch processing, so you can verify those based off of when the batch was done. But that will be obviously in another video as well. So pretty much the purpose of this video is just to show you the general layout of this tab, like this section of the app, and how to use it. But generally what you have to remember is the Workbench is just your place to create workflows, like to assign to other members of your pharmacy, to go into them. So for example, I can press the go button and that's going to take me right into a prescription. But this is all this tab is for. It's looking at your entire pharmacy's prescriptions at a glance and being able to make quick changes to them, or obviously create queues. And that's it for this video.